What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the Hero Point. Welcome back to a brand new video where we talk about all things Miami Heat basketball. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Miami Heat signing, Omer Yurtseven, who is someone that the Miami Heat have just signed a couple hours ago. I'm here to tell you guys all about it, what I think about the signing, give you guys a little bit of analysis on his game, and what do I think he can bring to our team, not only next season, but long term as well. So before we even get into that, I need you guys to all show some love on my previous video. This is a double upload day today. So the last video I talked about potential playoff matchups for the Miami Heat in the first round and ranking who I'd want to see from worst possibility to best possibility. And it was a very fun video. So I need you guys to go show some love on that video, man. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We drop bangers almost daily, and I've been on my grind recently, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys show some love. Comment down below what you guys think about this signing on this video, and drop some likes and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Now let's get back into the main topic of this video, which is discussing Omer Yurtseven, who is the new signee of the Miami Heat. Now, Omer Yurtseven is a center, 7 foot 275 pounds, and he is a guy that we signed from the G League. He was playing for the OKC Blue, and yeah, Omer Yurtseven is a guy that I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm an expert on this guy, but I am aware of who he is. I'm aware that he did play at Georgetown. He played at NC State first and then transferred to Georgetown, and he was coached by Patrick Ewing. So yeah, Omer Yurtseven is someone that I am sort of familiar with. He did not get drafted. He was an undrafted player who was picked up by the OKC G League team. Before we even get into anything else though, this is a good sign that we signed someone picked up by the OKC G League team. OKC, like Miami, is very good at finding players, right? Their scouting department is very good as well. So it gives me a little bit more confidence that it was from their G League team that we picked up. I do believe that he can be a serviceable player down the line. But getting back into this kid's game, in the G League he averaged 15 points per game, and he averaged 9.3 rebounds and 2 assists. Those are his stats in the G League. But even in his senior year in college, junior year in college, he averaged very similar stats, rounding up 16 points per game. He averaged about 9.8 rebounds. So if you round that up, 10 rebounds. He was a double guy. Yeah, very skilled player from what I've seen from him. And this is from the 2 hours of research that I've done, or however long the news is broken out since. I watched quite a bit of film. I read a lot of scouting reports on him. This is all work that can be done by even you guys, but just to save you guys some time, I went ahead and did the work, so you guys can just watch this condensed video about what this guy's capable of doing. So yeah, Omer Yurtseven is someone who is very skilled offensively. He's a 3-level scorer, can score inside, has a mid-range game, and can definitely knock down the 3. His big weakness in offense is that he's very slow to post up. He takes a lot of time to get into his post moves. He's not the fastest on the block. He's not even the most physically gifted, so he tends to get pushed around by some of the more athletic people. But on offense, he has shown shades. I'm not comparing him to this player, but I'll get into who I might compare it to at the end. But he has shown shades of like a bootleg LaMarcus Aldridge. And I'm not comparing him, like I said, to LaMarcus, because LaMarcus is a potential Hall of Famer. There's no way I'm comparing this guy to LaMarcus, but he has some similar tendencies. He's a guy who very comfortable in that mid-range area. He has very nice touch around the basket. Very adept at shooting the 3. He can even take players off the dribble if need be. Very skilled player offensively. Defensively is where he struggles a little bit. I think watching his film on defense, he is very slow. His foot speed is not the fastest whatsoever. So if he switched onto a guard, he's not like Bam whatsoever, where he can clamp down. He's going to probably get blown by. And yeah, he's a guy that on the defensive glass can struggle a bit. I know he averages 10 rebounds, but most of them are on the offensive glass. On the defensive glass, similar to how Enes Kanter is on the defensive glass. He tends to struggle a little bit. I would compare his defense to like an Enes Kanter and his offense to like a bootleg version of a LaMarcus Aldridge. That's what I would probably compare, you know, his, if you're looking at individual aspects to his game. Enes Kanter's defense, which is not the best, and I'd say LaMarcus Aldridge's skill on offense is something that this guy possesses. He's not that athletic, you know. His overall vertical is not that great. He even struggled at the combine with his agility. So yeah, as far as, you know, being an athletic guy who a guy who could jump out the gym, he's not that whatsoever. So if you guys are expecting that from him, that's not what he is. He's a guy who needs time to develop, because he's a guy who's all finesse. He's not power, he's finesse. He's very, like I said, great touch around the rim, can shoot the mid-range jumper, can shoot the three-point shot relatively well. Again, these are all things you guys can find if you go on YouTube and look up, you know, some tape on him, or if you go on some websites, you know, that I found actually full games of him. So yeah, I'm actually watching some of these games while even recording this video right now. And yeah, if you guys want any more information that you're not getting from this video, it's all available online. It's not some secret information that I have. It's just everything that I've done so far, I'm conveying it in a shortened video for you guys, so it's easier for you. Apart from that, you know, if I'm talking about comparisons, I probably like realistically, I wouldn't be mad at, you know, like a Brook Lopez, except I think he is a better rebounder than Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is not really that great of a rebounder, but Brook Lopez is something that I wouldn't be, you know, opposed to as a comparison. If you're talking about realistically, like an Alex Len type player, maybe. I don't want to give him too lofty of a comparison because he is undrafted. Guys, he's not, you know, we're not getting a lottery pick here. We're getting someone who's going to have to be developed because he's undrafted. What I really do like about the signing, though, apart from everything else that I already named, you know, I named his skill set and all that stuff. Apart from all that stuff I talked about, he's a big man, and the Heat need bigs more than anything right now, because, you know, we've signed some undrafted guards. We've signed we've signed Kendrick Nunn, who is apparently questionable for tomorrow's game with a calf strain. Keep that in mind. Duncan Robinson is someone else that we got undrafted. They're both guards. We have not really gotten an undrafted big, apart from, I think, Chris Silva was the last one that we got, and who's no longer here. I think KZ was a second-round pick. Gabe Vincent and Max Strus are both guards. Yeah, we haven't gotten, you know, an undrafted big. Hassan Whiteside, I think, was the last one, along with Chris Silva. No, Hassan Whiteside was drafted. He was just playing overseas. So yeah, Chris Silva is the last undrafted big we've got. And so and this guy is an actual big man. You know, Chris Silva was like a tweener between a 4 and he was a 4. This guy has legit size. You know, he's a 7-footer. You know, he's a guy that can, you know, he's a big body down there. So he'll really help us with our rebounding if we need be. It's gonna take him time to develop, though. But don't be surprised, man. If there's one team that I'm convinced can turn any player, like, you can put me out there and I'd turn into someone. That's how confident I am with the Heat. And the last basketball I played was in high school. So I mean, I'm convinced that the Heat can turn anyone into, you know, a rotational piece. But this guy's gonna need some development, because he's not, you know, he's very he's skilled offensively, but in order for him to, you know, he has to put on some muscle. He has to, you know, bulk up a bit. He has to you know, get used to the physicality of the NBA, because it's a very physical league. He has to, you know, his motor has to be in check, because he is playing with an organization that prides on, you know, hustling, and he's not really known for that. I mean, his motor, like what I'm looking at right now, it says he has a good motor, but it's not something that he's known for, as far as, you know, like diving on the floor and all that stuff. He is a little bit of, you know, a foul prone type of player. You know, he tends to pick up some fouls, get in foul trouble a little bit. So yeah, he's gonna have to expand on his low post moves too. He has to, you know, get into that post scorer build if he needs to, and, you know, get to his stuff quickly and down the line, because right now he's taking a lot of time to get into his post scoring post scoring mode. He tends to settle for that jump shot a lot because it doesn't really allow him to. The pace of the game doesn't really allow him to go down there and bang with the bigs, because that's not the type of player he is. He's gonna take time to get into what he's trying to do, and in this generation of NBA players, we just don't see that. The Jahlil Okafors and Derek Favors, who's still solid, but they're not. These guys were like 3rd overall picks, and they haven't panned out to what we think they are. Even Derek Favors was older, but Jahlil Okafor, he's a bust. Depending on what we saw, like, he's a guy that you have to give the ball to down low, and it's a very good asset for this guy, Yurtseven, to have the shooting ability, because if he didn't, then I don't think we would have signed him. So he's gonna have to polish up his game, man. Bottom line, he's gonna have to polish up his game, but I think the Heat could really help him do so. He's a very versatile scorer. He's a very versatile rebounder. Defensively, he's going to have to improve as far as staying in front of defenders and against athletic bigs, but he's a very high IQ player, and the Heat love high IQ players. So I like this pickup. Like I said, I'm not an expert on him. This is all based off of the hours of research that I just did on him, and it wasn't for more than 2 hours for sure. This report didn't even come out that long ago. So yeah, make sure you guys drop a like though, subscribe, and comment down below what your thoughts are about this signing. And yeah, like I said, everything that I talked about was from what I've seen online and from the film that I've been watching. All that is out there for you guys. So if you guys want to do any further research for yourselves, feel free to do so. And if you guys have anything to tell me in the comment section about this guy that I didn't mention, feel free to add that in below. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. Like I said, double upload today. Show some love on the previous video, and show some love to the channel, man. We're grinding right now through this summer period. So yeah, we're excited. And yeah, we'll wrap up the video there. We'll see you guys later. Peace.